the New York Giants Sports Talk Entertainment. Oh, we got a lot to go over today on Tuesday. We have Sterling Shepard, we have Devonta Freeman, we have Saquon Barkley, we have what the Giants may or may not do against the 49ers. You know what, I wanted to start something really quick because I had to laugh. I keep seeing stuff on social media, especially on Facebook, about how the Giants are going to tank and get Trevor Lawrence. That's not going to happen. We're not going to be. We're probably still going to win 5 games. I still have the faith in the. You know what? Before I say anything, yes, I know Bad Dog did a video about Trevor Lawrence and tanking or not tanking or people saying that we're going to go after him. I am not making a rebuttal video. I've seen this on Facebook. You know what the problem is? There's so much giant content that you can do. You overlap. And so people overlap on their content, so they're not making rebuttal videos. I think it's one of the stupidest things I've ever heard. And you know what? I'm going to do a video tomorrow, and it's going to be Online Big Blue's honest opinion of giant YouTubers and giant YouTube in general. And it's going to be very interesting, but we're not going to get into that. We're not tanking for Lawrence. We're not going to get Fields. We're going to stick with Daniel Jones. He's going to be fine. Everyone's going to be fine. He's not Dave Brown. I've lived through the Dave Brown era. I watched the Dave Brown era. He's not Dave Brown. But let's get into the Giants are going to sign Devonta Freeman. Freeman. I keep calling him Friedman because I had a friend who was a running back whose last name was Friedman. But he's Devonta Freeman. Okay, you know what? Yeah, he's going to probably get signed, go into COVID protocol. Probably not going to be available till not this week, but next week. I have 2 schools of thoughts about this. Which Freeman are we getting? I keep calling him Friedman. Damn, I got to get that Mike Friedman. I got to get him out of my head. Devonta Freeman, which one are we getting? Are we getting 2008 or are we getting post-2008? I mean, that's what we need to think about. Which one are we getting? Are we getting the 2-time Pro Bowl running back? Or are we getting the guy that had knee injuries and a groin injury that cost him all but 2 games in 18. Last year, he ranked 55th out of 61 running backs of minimum 60 snaps. I love how they say the elusive rating was 48th out of 50th with breakaway percentage. He's going to be 28, or he is 28. He's going to be, he's heading towards 30. Running backs usually after 27 have a tendency to go downhill. There are some running backs, of course, that have excelled in the later phases of their career. But are we getting Devonta Freeman from, like I said, from 15, 16, and 17? Or are we getting the guy, from 18 and 19? Which one are we getting? In the 15 and 16, he accumulated more than 1,000 yards and 11 touchdowns in each of that year. He can catch the ball. He combined for 127 catches for 1,040 yards and 5 touchdowns. And let's see, in 17, he had 1,182 all-purpose yards and 8 touchdowns. He's a guy that can carry. He's not a big guy either, but he's a guy that can carry the load. He can move the pile. I mean, he's not a bruiser, but you know what? He is and was possibly he is a former every down back. He's been very choosy about where he was going to go, and I think that's interesting. I mean, he worked out for Seattle, the Eagles. He worked out for a bunch of teams, and he didn't sign by any of them. So I mean, they were saying that he was picky and trying to find the right place to go at this point in time. And hopefully, like I said, the Giants will be that place. But which running back are we getting? Plain and simple. I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows. Plus, he hasn't had any type of training camp. He hasn't been in training camp. He doesn't know the offense. It's going to be a couple of weeks before he can fully acclimate to the system. So we're going to have to, like I said, get the pledge out. Let's dust off Wayne Gallman. Also on the front is Sterling Shepard. Sterling Shepard potentially has a turf toe. Oh, that is not a good injury for a wide receiver. I'm just going to say that right now. If anyone who has had a turf toe will tell you, you have a hard time pushing off. You have a difficulty cutting, and that you could see that in the game. That when he tried to plant and come back for the ball, he couldn't. It's one of those injuries that's kind of like it's a nagging injury, and it's one of those injuries. If you've ever had one, I've had one, and if you ever had one, it's like one day you feel good, the next day you feel like crap. You could potentially play through it, but it's gonna be painful. So I mean, it's he's probably going to miss practice this week, and it probably is going to be a game time decision. But like I said, it's one of those nagging injuries. It's one of those injuries that you have to. If you try to play through it, it's going to be interesting because of the fact that, like I said, it doesn't just go away. And it could literally linger for weeks and not months. And like I said, in a running back, wide receiver position is probably one of the two worst positions to have a turf toe. So I mean, it's we kind of just have to wait and see. Now I know the Giants are 7.5 point underdog right now, so we'll have to see about that. Giants signed Ryan Lewis from their practice squad to the 53 man, of course. That comes after the Barkley and injury. So I mean, James Bradberry. James Bradberry, I believe, was the NFL defense, or he was the NFC Defensive Player of the Week, which was good. He did have a good game. I mean, a great game, honestly. I mean, he really played extremely well. I mean, he showed what we paid for when we got that, Or was he the Player of the Week? Yeah, named James Bradberry Pro Football. He was the Pro Football Focus number 2 in the week 2 Defensive Player of the Week. So he's Pro Football Focus. Pro Football Focus is a joke. So I'm not even going to talk about that. But you know what? He did have a dominant game. I feel that he, like I said, if he's leading the defense, I have a feeling we'll be okay. Secondary in the CB2 position. Oh my God, Isaac Yiadom and Corey Ballentine. What are we going to do with them? What are we going to do with them? I mean, we got to do something with them. And at this point in time, I know we traded for Yiadom, but he got burned on the touchdown. Ballentine didn't look good 2 weeks in a row. I mean, you got to move Holmes to the outside. Plain and simple. I mean, Holmes showed me some. Like I said, I was not a guy that liked Holmes. I was not. I admit that freely. I thought he was a bad pick, but Holmes is playing well, and he's got some tight coverage skills. Man, he's a little handsy. He's not Eli Apple handsy, but he's a little handsy. But like I said, I have to eat some crow on that one, man. I mean, Holmes to me. I mean, you put him on the other side of Bradberry. Devontae Downs. Can we just stop the Devontae Downs stuff? Can we just get rid of him? Not rid of him. He's a good special teams player, but can we actually get a starting NFL linebacker? I know it's only 2 weeks, but this guy's barely played, and he's supposed to be the starter. I mean, come on. Can we get rid of him? And then what's his name? Ebner, the special teams guy. What the hell is he doing on the field playing safety? David Montgomery made him look like a fool. Really? I mean, come on. I know you, and that's why I get worried about Lewis, because Lewis is another Patrick guy. He's I know the other guy's a Judge guy. But this guy, Lewis, is a Patrick guy. Played for 4 teams. He's a Patrick guy. He's. You know what? I miss it. I miss the Parcells guys. You need the Parcells guys. Parcells goes in New England, he brings in the Parcell guys. He goes to Dallas, he brings in his Parcell guys. We don't have that. I miss that, but we don't have that. There's a lot. I know I'm going off on a lot of tangents today, but like I said, we got a lot to fix against the 49ers. Outside of Bradberry and Zeidler, I mean, we didn't have a lot of people didn't have a good complete game, and we'll go through that. But like I said, right now we're not getting Trevor Lawrence. Daniel Jones will be fine. Devonta Freeman, I don't know which one we're getting. He's not Freedman. So, I mean, let's see with Sterling Shepard's turf toe. I'm going to do a show tomorrow giving my true insight and thoughts about the Giant YouTube community. And the only reason why I'm doing this is because I'm sick of people sending me emails and nasty messages from one certain person. And you know what? Sometimes you don't poke the bear. And that's all I'm saying about that. And we'll go through that tomorrow. So again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you could like, if you could subscribe, if you could ring that bell, I think you know what that means. That'd be awesome.